This is part 2 of this audiobook summary from 48 to 92 points. Part 1 link is in the description, so you can click on that link to listen audiobook from first point. Let's dive into the video. 48. Use the silent question technique. Instead of immediately responding when someone shares an opinion, pause and think, what are they really saying? This silent question helps you dig deeper into their message and respond thoughtfully rather than impulsively. This makes your conversations more insightful and meaningful. 49. Don't touch a cliché with a 10-foot pole. Clichés can make you sound disingenuous or lazy in conversation. When you rely on overused phrases, your words may lose impact. Instead, aim to express yourself with unique and personal language. Avoiding clichés shows you've put thought into what you say, making your conversations more engaging. 50. Avoid the too much too soon syndrome. When forming new relationships, avoid oversharing personal details right away. Revealing too much too quickly can overwhelm people and make them uncomfortable. Build rapport gradually, allowing the other person time to feel comfortable with you, which helps create a foundation of trust. 51. Give personalized praise. Generic compliments can seem shallow, so make your praise specific and personal. For instance, instead of saying, "You're a good friend," say, "I really appreciate how you always make time to listen." Personalizing your compliments makes them more meaningful and memorable. 52. Avoid body blocking. Body blocking refers to positioning yourself physically in a way that closes off interaction, like crossing your arms or turning away. Instead, keep an open posture that invites engagement. This body language signals that you're interested and approachable, creating a more positive atmosphere. 53. The "I know how you feel" faux pas. Saying "I know how you feel" can come across as dismissive, especially if the person is sharing something personal or difficult. Instead, acknowledge their experience by saying, "That must be really hard," or "I can't imagine how you must feel." This shows empathy without presuming to fully understand their emotions. 54. Echo their words. Repeating a key word or phrase from the other person's statement shows active listening and prompts them to elaborate. For example, if someone says, "I'm really frustrated with my job," you might respond, "Frustrated." This technique encourages them to share more about what's on their mind. 55. Be mindful of your ahs and yes. While nodding or making small verbal cues can signal attentiveness, overusing them can seem impatient or dismissive. Instead, try to vary your responses and insert thoughtful pauses, which gives the conversation a more natural, engaged flow. 56. The premature we. Using we or us too soon in a relationship can feel overly familiar to the other person. Instead, allow the relationship to develop naturally before using inclusive language. Once you have an established connection, we language can strengthen bonds, but jumping to it too soon can feel presumptive. 57. Make your statements meaningful. Instead of stating the obvious or making statements that don't add value, try to offer insightful or encouraging comments. For example, rather than saying, "You're so busy," acknowledge their hard work with something like, "You're handling all of this so impressively." 58. Keep your cool during interruptions. When someone interrupts you, avoid responding with frustration. Instead, let them finish and then gently steer the conversation back to your point. Staying calm shows maturity and helps maintain a positive conversation dynamic. 59. Use the repeat and reflect technique. Repeating what someone said and reflecting it back to them can clarify points and confirm understanding. For instance, "So you're saying that," repeat their point. This shows you're actively engaged and ensures you're on the same page. 60. The wish fulfillment technique. People often reveal their aspirations in casual conversation. Listen carefully for hints about their dreams and goals, then show interest. For instance, if they mention wanting to travel, ask, "Where's your dream destination?" This technique shows you're attentive and supportive of their ambitions. 61. Avoid the but trap. When you respond with but, it can negate the other person's statement and lead to defensiveness. Instead, use and to keep the conversation flowing. For example, "I see your point, and here's another perspective." This subtle shift makes your responses feel more inclusive and respectful. 62. Master the pivot phrase. When a conversation veers off topic, use a pivot phrase to gently steer it back. For example, "That reminds me of," or speaking of, can help redirect the discussion without being abrupt. Pivoting smoothly helps you maintain focus while keeping the interaction natural. 63. Encourage self-expression through I statements. Encourage people to express themselves by asking them to share their experiences. Use I statements like, "What do you think about?" or "How do you feel about?" These phrases invite others to open up and share their thoughts in a way that feels personal. 64. Avoid overusing I statements yourself. While it's important to invite others to express themselves, be careful not to overuse I statements when talking about yourself. Overly self-focused language can make you seem self-centered. Instead, balance personal stories with open-ended questions to keep the conversation balanced. 65. Use the gentle rejection technique. When you need to decline an invitation or say no, do so gently to avoid hurting feelings. For example, "I'd love to join, but I already have plans," or "Thank you for inviting me. I wish I could make it." This shows appreciation and softens the rejection, keeping relationships positive. 66. Stay on their left side. Leil Lowndes suggests standing to the left of the person you're speaking to, as this position is believed to enhance memory and create a stronger impression. This subtle tactic can make your presence more memorable in both personal and professional interactions. 67. Make a lasting first impression. A strong first impression is crucial in any interaction. To stand out, dress appropriately, maintain good posture, and radiate confidence. Smiling warmly and making eye contact as you introduce yourself helps people remember you favorably. 68. Echo their body language. Mirroring someone's body language subconsciously builds rapport by making them feel comfortable and understood. For example, if they lean in, you lean in too. This technique shows alignment and creates a sense of connection. 69. Drop the word but and replace it with and. Using but can undermine what you just said, as it often feels like a contradiction. Replacing but with and keeps the conversation positive and prevents the other person from feeling dismissed. 70. The don't touch principle. Avoid unnecessary physical contact, especially in new or formal relationships. Touch can make people feel uncomfortable, or even threatened if they aren't expecting it. Maintain respectful boundaries, unless the relationship naturally calls for physical touch, like a handshake. 71. Give people a "you're amazing" moment. Recognize people's unique talents or strengths in a genuine way, showing appreciation and admiration. Offering such compliments can leave a lasting positive impression and makes people feel valued. 72. Use their name twice in conversation. Using someone's name at least twice in conversation reinforces personal connection and shows that you value them as an individual. It's an easy but powerful way to make the other person feel acknowledged and respected. 73. Be magically magnetic. Develop a magnetic presence by focusing on others, actively listening, and displaying enthusiasm in the conversation. People are drawn to those who make them feel special and valued. 74. Be a sticky communicator. To make your words stick, use vivid language, stories, and examples to engage the listener's imagination. This makes your points more memorable and enjoyable for the other person. 75. Avoid touching your face. Touching your face, especially when speaking or listening, can make you appear nervous or uncomfortable. Keep your hands relaxed and avoid fidgeting to convey confidence and attentiveness. 76. Adapt to their speed of talking. Match the pace of the person you're speaking with. If they speak slowly, slow down your own speech. And if they're fast-paced, pick up your tempo slightly. This creates a sense of harmony and can make the conversation feel more natural. 77. Act like the host. Even if you're not in charge, act like the host by making others feel welcome and comfortable. Taking this role can make you seem more approachable and friendly, and it establishes you as a leader in social situations. 78. The "all shucks" effect. Humility is attractive. When someone compliments you, respond modestly rather than boasting. This "all shucks" approach makes you appear grounded and likable. 79. Know when to nod. Nodding at the right time shows engagement and agreement, but nodding too much can seem overeager or insincere. Nod thoughtfully when appropriate, but avoid overdoing it to maintain a balanced, attentive demeanor. 80. Engage with their family and friends. People often appreciate when you show interest in their loved ones. as it shows you care about them on a personal level. Asking how their family or friends are doing adds depth to your relationship. 81. The serendipity technique. If you know you'll see someone in a social setting, research a topic or recent event that might interest them. This makes you seem well-informed and provides a natural topic to kick off the conversation. 82. Use the "I've got the perfect question" opener. When you approach someone with a question you think they'll find interesting, it creates curiosity. For example, "I have the perfect question for you." This technique intrigues the other person, encouraging them to engage with your question. 83. Don't overuse the "I" word. Excessive use of "I" can come off as self-centered. Instead, focus on the other person by using "you" and "we." This approach shifts the focus and makes the conversation feel more balanced and inclusive. 84. Give a signature compliment. A signature compliment is a compliment that you consistently give to people. This can become a memorable part of your personal style. Choose something that feels genuine and specific, so people associate you with warmth and positivity. 85. End conversations on a high note. Conclude each interaction on a positive or interesting note, ending with a compliment, well-wish, or something that leaves them smiling. Makes you memorable and increases the likelihood that they'll want to speak with you again. 86. Give people the self-esteem booster. Lowndes suggests that a key to connecting with people is boosting their self-esteem. Compliment others genuinely, recognize their strengths, and make them feel valued. When people feel good around you, they'll be more drawn to you, making your connection deeper and more memorable. 87. Use the "you're in my heart" technique. For close relationships, show people you remember personal details about them like birthdays, accomplishments, or shared memories. Remembering these small things and bringing them up in conversation shows that you truly care and makes people feel appreciated. 88. Remember the power of the superlative. Use words like the best, incredible, or extraordinary to compliment people in an exaggerated but sincere way. When you say, "You're one of the best listeners," it elevates your compliment, making it more impactful. 89. Master the mirrored reversal. When responding to someone's statement, reverse it and reflect it back to them. For example, if they say, "I'm so tired," respond with, "You must have had a really long day." This shows empathy and helps people feel understood. 90. The quickie compliment technique. Small, quick compliments, like "nice shoes," or "I love that color on you," can brighten someone's day and help you make a good impression. These compliments don't need to be deep, but should always feel genuine and in the moment. 91. Use the compliment sandwich. When you need to give constructive feedback, sandwich it between two positive remarks. Start with a compliment, provide the feedback, and end on a positive note. This approach helps people receive feedback more openly and maintains a positive tone. 92. The incidentally, "that reminds me" technique. Use this transition to keep conversations flowing smoothly and introduce new topics naturally. By saying incidentally, "that reminds me," you create a seamless segue into a new subject, making the conversation feel more relaxed and engaging. With these last tips, How to Talk to Anyone offers a well-rounded toolkit for making connections in almost any situation. Using these techniques, you can make people feel valued, deepen your relationships, and leave a memorable impact. Whether it's a casual interaction or an important conversation, Lowndes' advice can help you navigate social dynamics with ease and confidence. Let me know if you'd like further insights on any specific points.